Okay, so I want to get a temperature check on the room. Do we believe in actual magic here?
Yes.
You do. You both do. Okay. All right.
Yes.
This is good because I'm highly skeptical, as you might imagine. But
you're
I
a hater.
wanted to
You're a magic hater.
Yeah, I'm not a hater. Listen, if you're into that stuff, I'm into like nerdy Star Wars stuff. Like, I'm not going to hate on anyone else's hobby. But like, there are people who claim to be witches on TikTok, and there is a guy who goes through and he dares them to curse him. And they send him like curses and stuff like that. And he's like, nothing's happened to me. Now, I wouldn't take that. So like, that's the point. Like, I'm a skeptic, but I wouldn't take that chance. That's somebody who's like, I'm a non-believer. You can't hurt me. Now, I thought you guys would find it interesting that the new thing to do is to order your spells on Etsy.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. So obviously Etsy, if you guys don't know, like, I mean, I know you know, but if you're listening, you don't know what Etsy is. It's online, handmade, and like unique vintage items. But it's become a breeding ground for witchcraft. It says, according to this article from Airmail, it says on the site, prices range from $1.37 to $50,000, which is a pact that apparently includes selling your soul. So not only are you paying 50 grand, you're also selling your soul to do whatever this is. I know Steph's looking at me like, oh my God. Now, with witches and warlocks offering various services at differing levels of experience. So if you want to know where you meet your soulmate, maybe there's a tarot card reading witch for that. What about bringing back your stubborn ex? I mean, you could call us. We're not witches, and we'll do it for free. Or,
I mean, don't say we aren't. You don't know that.
Etsy's got rules on this, and I thought you guys would find this funny. You guys ready?
Okay. Yeah.
So the website clearly states that it prohibits the sale of metaphysical services, including Reiki and distance healing, spell casting, prayers, rituals, and items with a metaphysical outcome, aka attracting wealth, love, gambling luck, more business, employment opportunities, or assistance with legal or relationship situations. But some witches have had their Etsy storefronts taken down because of this. The policy does not seem to be tightly enforced, and many, many more are still in business. And I guess a New York-based Etsy witch and psychic told them that they were able to cover the daily expenses of their life doing this. They said, think of it as like a second-year marketing position salary. So I don't work in marketing, but I imagine that's not bad, right? So some people were using this, like they saw a huge uptick when the playoffs for the NBA were happening because the New York Knicks were in, and a lot of New Yorkers were buying like Knicks luck on Etsy.
Oh, yeah. Now,
they did make it to the third round, so they did pretty good, but they didn't make it to the finals. So my question to you is, have you guys ever done any of this, any witchcraft related things, ever been in the room for that makes you believe it? Like, I know that like Motley Crue, Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue wrote all their songs. One of their albums, he like got really into dark magic. And people swore at his house that there were really crazy things happening. So I wanted to know from you guys, have you ever done anything like this?
Have I ever dabbled in dark magic?
Or have you ever been around a table? You have a friend that reads tarot cards. You did a magic, anything.
How much time do we have?
You have that much?
Yes, I've dabbled in magic because I need something to believe in. Yeah, like I have friends that do tarot. I've had my cards read. I love having my cards read. I also, you know what? We talked about this. I love a good TikTok witch. And when they say, stop scrolling, this is meant for you, no hashtags, I believe them.
Do you stop scrolling?
Oh, always. And then when they write save, like I save it. When they press like comment, I don't comment. I want to, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want my friends to see that.
You don't
commenting
yourself?
Witch talk. Yeah. But like when they say like share, I share. I listen blindly to TikTok, which is always because I'm like, this is meant for me and 40 other thousand people. But no, I've dabbled. I had my, not my fortune, but like, I went to, what's the word for it? Why am I a psychic? I went to a psychic. I like I would buy a spell on Etsy. I would. I'm one breakdown away from buying a spell on Etsy. Yes, yes, yeah.
Now, would you buy it for yourself or would you buy it to, say, do something to someone else? Because you can buy curses. They're expensive.
No, I don't dabble in dark magic. I simply don't, Adam. Come on now.
All right.
No, I that stuff's scary. I would like maybe if like maybe a luck spell for my friend or something, or like a luck spell for a family member. Nothing dark. I don't think, like, all jokes aside, I don't think we know enough about magic to play with it like that.
I don't. Research been done on that.
Stop it! Don't laugh at me from across the Atlantic Ocean about magic.
Steph,
we don't know enough.
Steph, what about you?
Yeah, I've had my tarot cards read. I've been to a Reiki healer, and like they're intuitive. I wouldn't call them a psychic, but they're like intuitive.
Oh.
So
do they give you like a direction to go in with your life? Like, what is it that you get out of tarot cards or Reiki or whatever this stuff is?
Yeah.
Because Reiki is like where they tickle your back, right?
Reiki is like energy healing where they don't touch you.
They don't touch you.
I think they lightly put their hands like over you, but they don't touch you.
It's energy healing.
It's energy healing. Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I have done is I have been, what's the thing where they hold the thing up in front of your face, it goes back.
Hypnotized.
I have been hypnotized.
What?
And it's crazy.
When?
Did it work?
It happened like 10 years ago. I did it for a radio bit and it ended up like unearthing some pretty dark stuff. And it's crazy because like my co-host at the time, Blake, we did a whole bunch of stuff. Like she like waxed my chest and like we did some other crazy, like whatever. So then we went and we got this done. And this woman was so kind and so sweet and amazing. And I remember like waking up and there were tears streaming down my face. And Blake was like shocked looking at me. And it wasn't like anything that bad, but like sadness that you carry, right? And I remember saying to her, this is so deep and stupid. I hate myself that I'm about to say this.
Say it.
But she was like, I remember saying to her, I'm like, okay, so what I found out from this is that there's me and then there's the me that everybody knows. And she said, she's like, that's the same for everybody. She's like, because like that's a very obvious concept. Like, you know, there's the you at home who's like walking around eating Doritos in your underwear, and then there's the you that you're presenting when you go to work and you're all dressed up nice and whatever. That's clear. But like, there's like a subconscious you, and it had been so long since I'd reached out to that it made me it made me cry and like it was crazy. Like the hypnosis is for real.
So you believe in magic is what you're saying.
No, that's not magic.
Yeah,
It's a version of your own consciousness. That's real.
But that's like magic though.
How is that like magic?
Yeah.
Because that's like energy.
That's believing in something. And also it's like, I mean, whether it be tarot, whether it be, psychics, etc., it's a different level of consciousness. And that's the magic in it. And you were accessing a different level of consciousness. And it sounds like you were learning about masking and like ego versus self and all of these things. And I feel like when you're able to go deeper, that's magic.
I agree.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
I think you guys are just shoehorning this in to make it just seem like I believe in magic too.
Hypnosis is not medical.
It is though. I'm pretty sure it is. Like there is like they can prove hypnosis though. They can prove hypnosis exists.
I don't know about
I'm pretty sure they can. Can they? Hold on.
They can also prove astrology.
They prove. No, they cannot.
Yeah, true.
I think they can. I think they can, Adam. And I don't think you want to believe in that magic.
Hypnosis, its existence as a phenomenon is well documented and supported by scientific research. So it's not magic. It's science.
Wow.
All right?
Okay, but it's still magic.
Tomato, okay?
Okay, all right.